If your partner sees and remembers things differently than you, is that a sign that you're incompatible? I'm Fred. I'm a relationship saver. I'm a licensed marriage family therapist and been saving couples for over 50 years. Follow for more. So I've been asked the question, if your partner sees or remembers things differently than you, like shared experiences, does that mean you guys are really incompatible and shouldn't be together? So my answer to that is something that I was taught by a friend years ago, who at the time was a psychiatric nurse. One time we got together, she said something really interesting to me. She said, people always make sense from their view of the world. I said, well, you've worked with some of the craziest people I've ever heard of. Do you think that applies to them too? She said, absolutely. One time, I was working in a psychiatric hospital in locked ward where they keep the most mentally ill patients. A patient came rushing to my office, totally hysterical, saying she lost her feet. I said, well, what'd you do? She said, well, I had her sit down, brought her a glass of water, take some deep breaths to calm herself, and I crouched down over her right shoulder. The woman was very obese. I noticed from my viewpoint, I couldn't see her feet. So I went and I kneeled in front of her, asked her permission to raise her lower legs, and as I did, she said, oh my God, you found my feet. I'll owe you forever. And I said, before you go, if you ever again begin to lose your feet, sit down, raise up your lower legs, and your feet will always be there. What she understood from that view of the world, what she didn't see, didn't exist. Most people in a relationship do the opposite. They think, well, if I was in their place, I wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have felt that, all of which may be true, but not useful. You always have two unique individuals with different views about most things, even about shared experiences. The way to find out another person's viewpoint is to ask neutral questions. Questions that don't bias the answers with your words or your voice tone. Examples of neutral questions are, what are your thoughts about that? What's your experience of that? What's that like for you? The hard part of doing this is even when they say things you totally disagree with, what you want to do instead is you want to do a positive acknowledgement. Positive acknowledgements are, thank you for telling me that, thank you for sharing that, thank you for letting me know. It makes that partner feel safe to tell you their truth. So follow me for more and click the link in my bio to get a free discovery call with me.